Hey guys, a very good evening. So I know some of you had the BARC exam today, but many of you are giving it tomorrow as well. So I just had a few tips that might be helpful for you in the examination and could make a difference in your selection, right? They are not going to be some magic tips or tricks, some basic things, but just as a reminder, okay? Earlier I used to think, these things you all already know of, but then I have come to this conclusion that sometimes what happens during the examinations or when you have the exam the next day, you tend to forget these things or you tend to forget it in the exam. So I'm just here to help you recall these things, right? So the first thing, the BARC exam is all about speed. Okay, that is something that you should always keep in mind. So what I would suggest, that has always worked for me. I've given this exam thrice and has always worked for me. Now I'm not eligible to give the exam because age limit is 26, and I just last year I did give it, but this year I could not. So like I was saying, that it's all about the speed, right? Of course accuracy of also, but more about the speed, in the sense that you can see that it's a 300 mark paper. Okay, 100 questions, 3 marks each. If you want to be safe, generally I would say, if you see the cutoff, if you are scoring above 150, that means if you're getting 50 plus questions right, including the negative marking. So there's negative marking. So let's say you're doing 60 questions or 55 questions at least, and you're getting 4 or 5 wrong, or you're doing 60 questions and you're getting around 7 to 8 wrong. You have a good chance of qualifying. Like, so try and get above 150. See, the cutoff sometimes goes to 130 also, sometimes it goes to 120 also. It depends on the level of the examination, right? But I'm saying that if you're getting above 150, you are in a safe zone, because doing 50 questions and doing them right is a little bit challenging. Okay, the level of questions is not that great. Physical chemistry, organic, inorganic, especially organic and inorganic, is quite straightforward. Physical chemistry, as it is, I have seen that is a little tricky for chemistry students, right? But in general, the physical chemistry portion, the organic and inorganic is quite straightforward, right? So what I mean is, one thing that you have to keep in mind is you have to be very quick. Try and do this, that in the first 1 hour of the examination, okay, I think it's a 2-hour examination, and you have to do 120 questions. So you have less than like just about 1.2 minutes per question, right? So 20, like, you can think about this, that you have about 45 to 50 seconds to solve one question, okay, excluding the reading part. So in the first 1 hour, you go through all 100 questions. Okay, I have seen this happening a lot, that what happens is that when you look at a question and you know the answer to that question, let's say it's a physical chemistry question, you know the answer to that question, but it's a numerical. Okay, it will take you 2.5 minutes to solve that question. So skip that question initially. Okay, you have that mark for review button. Okay, so that question will turn into pink color, so that later on you can come to that question. So in the first, when you go through all the 100 questions, there will be some questions that can be solved within 30 to 45 seconds, right? For example, there's a question on trans effect. Okay, and let's say that is a 98th question. Now if you are not able to reach till that 98th question, you have lost a very simple or straightforward question which you could have solved in 15-20 seconds. Or let's say there's a question on bioinorganic chemistry which says which is the metal present in hemoglobin. Okay, so this question you can answer within 5 to 10 seconds, right? So first, in the first 1 hour, try to go through those sort of questions. Okay, like when you go through the 100 questions, remember, there might be some questions that you are absolutely sure you know the answer to, but you also know for a fact that it will take you some time. For example, the NMR spectroscopy questions, if there's a question on structural elucidation, okay, let's say 2 or 3 structures are very similar. So no doubt you will be able to solve it, but it will take you time, because you have to comprehend the question, you have to look at the chemical shift values and then solve that question. Okay, so no doubt you know that question, but hold on to your horses, just mark it for review and go to the next question. And then when you have gone through all the 100 questions, okay, and you have done all the simple questions, okay, so you can keep a cutoff that if a question can be solved within 1 minute, okay, I will attempt that question. If that question takes more time, even if I know the answer, or even if I know the way to solve that question, but I know that this question is going to take 2.5 minutes, you mark for review and go to the next question. Okay, so like that, you go through all 100 questions, try and go through all 100 questions in the first 1 hour, and try and attempt only those questions that you know for sure will be solved under 1 minute. Okay, once you have gone through all those 100 questions, and then in the next hour you can do all the questions that you have marked for review, which you know the answer to, but it will take you a longer time to solve. Okay, and then you can go for the mark for review questions. So that way at least you'll go through all the 100 questions, you will be aware, and you will be able to do all the simple questions that can be solved within 1 minute, and the tricky ones or the lengthy ones you can solve later. Okay, so this strategy has always worked for me, not just for this exam but for all, most of the exams. So just keep that in mind. And another thing is, nuclear chemistry is definitely something which is asked in the examination. So if you haven't touched nuclear chemistry at all, at this moment I would tell you that at least do these kind of questions, like binding energy based questions, or what happens when alpha emission takes place, what happens when beta emission takes place. Okay, so I have a couple of videos on nuclear chemistry. I will give you the link down in the description box. Okay, so you can just click on the link and watch those videos. That will help you out, I guess. At least 3-4 questions you know it will help you solve in case you have not done nuclear chemistry till now. All right, so yeah, this was just one small thing, that please be accurate, like please, accuracy is always there. Okay, so I'm not talking about accuracy, speed is important. A lot of you are very good at solving questions, but speed over here matters a lot. Okay, so don't get invested in one particular question. You don't have that much time in this exam. Okay, don't get invested. First do the questions which are easier, and then go for the tricky ones, or the ones which will take a lot of time, right? So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, and of course all the very best for the exam. It's an easy exam. Just like I said, you need to be quick. Okay, it's more about how quick you are rather than your concepts, right? So anyway, that's it from my side. Take care. Wish you all a very, very lucky day tomorrow. Okay, and yeah, that's about it. So take care. Bye bye. I will see you in the next video really soon. Hey guys, so I'm a verified educator on Unacademy, and along with that I'm also available on the Unacademy Plus platform, where I'm taking live classes along with other educators. So in case you're interested in attending the live classes, you can subscribe to the Unacademy Plus platform using my referral code, that is SETHI, and that will give you 10% discount. Alright, and in case you're not interested in attending the live classes, you can watch the free courses that are available on the Unacademy. For that, all you need to do is go to the Unacademy website or download the Unacademy Learning app and search my name over there, that is ACT. Once you do that, you will get the access to all the free courses that are available on the Unacademy platform. Alright,